Welcome to the 214th session of CENTA's free webinar series for teachers. The topic for today's webinar is very interesting. Teaching biology, effective strategies for senior secondary level. Without much ado, let me introduce all of you to the facilitator of this session, Ms. Revati Sundar. Ms. Revati Sundar is a great educator and uplifts students not only to achieve competency, but she also promotes interpersonal skills. Her qualifications include B.Ed and M.Ed in biological science and education from Shastra University, and also a post graduation in applied microbiology from Periyar University. She has over 15 years of experience as an educator, and she wears multiple hats through all her roles. She is a primary and a secondary, senior secondary coordinator, a career counselor, a resource person, an admission promoter, and a CBSE faculty in the Congo region. Welcome, ma'am. Before I hand over the session to the facilitator, I would like to inform all the teachers that they will receive a participation certificate for the session. So please do fill out the feedback form that will be shared with you towards the end of the session. Over to you, Revati ma'am.
Yeah, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Gangotri, ma'am, for the wonderful profile. Good evening to all the educators from the session. First of all, I express my gratitude to Senda to create that galvanizing opportunity for hosting this webinar series. Actually, today's my topic is about the effective strategies of teaching strategies in part of biology, especially the teachers, those who are handling the senior secondary level. Actually, the senior secondary level for NCERT grade 12. For the teachers, we have to, I organize this hosting series. Now I go for my presentation. Actually, I'll go for that. What is biology? Biology, all of you aware about that? It is essence of our life and it is our part of our life. It is the inbuilt, actually, the science of life or a living matter in all the forms and the phenomena with reference to origin, growth, reproduction, structure, and behavior. As you know that it is the science of living. The biology is nothing but it is the science of living. And I already told you it is an inbuilt and it's especially it is influence what is it, the growth. As you know that the growth is very important for our living organisms and reproduction. As you know that the reproduction is nothing but it's a biological process. It ensures that what is it, the entirety of the life and which is in form of heredity, the reproduction and the structure and behavior that is called as a biology. That biology is nothing but it is an inbuilt of life, inbuilt of our life. That is called as a biology. Next slide. Yeah, I go for the importance of biology. Well, I want to say that few specific points regarding that importance of biology. It is the backbone of development of human races. The human races in terms of the human races community, the racial community, and it helps to know the existence of a living organisms on the earth. Now, the existence of the living organisms, that is for the existence of the other previous organisms which can be present on the earth. And it develops their scientific attitude as well as the methodology in terms of scientific manner and which helps to know the genetic material. As you know that the genetic material, you should know that basically the genetic material or DNA and RNA. So as a genomic part of our human history. Now the DNA is nothing but it is for deoxyribonucleic acid and RNA is for ribonucleic acid. So they are the very important role in terms of heredity. Here I want to mention that heredity. So What is heredity? Heredity is nothing but a transfer of character from one generation to another generation. That is called as a heredity. Okay, so this is for the few important of biology. So coming to the, I just explained to you what are the significance of the part of biology. Before that, the previous slide, I want to explain that what is biology. Then I go for the importance of biology. Next slide, ma'am. Yeah. This is a very important one thing. Here, I want to show that focused thing of board examination regarding the CBSE curriculum 2022 to 2023. So, this NCERT textbook, actually, we have to, as a facilitator or the educator, we have to take some references for in sake of student purpose. Okay. So, NCERT textbook, January 2021 edition, and a board question paper, the answers 2008 to 2018. So, those all references they have to take Delhi, outside Delhi, the foreign compartment papers, and CBSE sample papers 2008 to 2019, and CBSE sample paper 2023 to 2024. And one more thing, dear educators, recently, before 2 weeks, the CBSE has to release additional sample question papers on the hosting website. The next slide, ma'am. Yeah, actually, the CBSE has to frame that CBS, what is it, the NCERT curriculum based on the Bloom's taxonomy. Well, I want to speak about the Bloom's taxonomy. As a teacher, you should know that what is Bloom's taxonomy. We have to come across that, what is it, the Bloom's taxonomy. Bloom's taxonomy, which can be divided into three domains, as you know that affective, cognitive, psychomotor domains. So, based on the domains, the question which can be categorized on the basis of capacity of the students, it could be framed as level 1, level 2, and level 3. So, this is for actually the Bloom taxonomy, which emphasizes the importance of the cognitive learning. It's very important. So, ma'am, the level 1 is for, well, I have to mention here the level 1 is easy, easy level. So, there are two things I want to say there. Remember, one is remember, and the one is understand. So, remember is nothing but is recall or retention. That is called as a remember. Understanding type question, mostly in terms of a knowledge based question. That is called as an understanding based question. Then the level 2 is for moderate question. So level 1 is for easy question, level 2 is for moderate question, and level 3 is for tough questions or hard questions. So actually, based on this Bloom taxonomy, that Bloom's experiential learning, the CBSE has to frame that the question paper. It's very important. That's why I have to select this module. So level 2 is for apply and analysis. Apply in the terms of application based question, application based questions. So students are readily trying to think. They are not ready to get that answer, but they are trying to think and write the answer. So that is for the application oriented question. Now, mostly the application oriented questions are case based question or competency based question. So here I want to mention few things. The competency based questions regarding that CBSE has made very clear the point. I want to mention few things in the latest released syllabus based on experiential learning. So I already told you the experiential learning, the taxonomy, the Bloom's taxonomy is based on the experiential learning, which can be used learning concepts. It's very important. Then I go for the level 3. Level 3 is a tough part, a hard part. Actually, is an evaluation criteria, evaluation and assessment criteria, and creation questions as a creative questions, as like a problem solving questions, maybe asked. So typically the competency-based questions or histogram-based questions, histogram type questions, histogram type. So the competency-based questions, most probably they will ask histogram, histogram, that is nothing but a bar chart, graphical representation. Okay, so this is for the Bloom's taxonomy. So as you know, the Bloom's actually based on the Bloom's taxonomy. As a teacher, as an educator, we had to create that, or we had to plan the lesson plan. So based on the Bloom taxonomy, our lesson plan is highly effective. So according to the Bloom taxonomy, we have to write our lesson plan. Now there is a one thing I want to share here. So I mentioned here the three levels: level 1, level 2, and level 3. So this stipulated criteria, the CBSE question, they are trying to frame. Then next slide, ma'am. Yeah. Actually, well, I want to say that level 1, it's easy to 50 percentage, 50 percentage maximum. The question paper is 50 percentage easy only, according to their student strategy. The CBSE has trying to give the level 1 type of questions. Probably will expect. Okay, so they have that what is it? The competencies. Like I want to mention 50 percentage. The competencies, the terms. I want to mention the competency terms. Demonstrate, knowledge based question, understanding question. There are 6 questions they will ask. Ma'am, actually, number 1 to 16 questions. Ma'am, in CBSE sample paper or board question paper, biology, coming to biology, the subject code is 044. 044. So there are total number of questions, 33 questions. 33 questions. Number 33 questions or they will ask. And 1 to 16 question. Among this 1 to 16, 1 to 12 questions are MCQ type question. Then 13 to 16 or assertion reason based question. Assertion reason based question. That's why here I mentioned that I want to pick that one image. Actually, this is a picture plant. This is a picture plant. As you know that, as an educator, you should know that biology teachers, the picture plant is nothing but is the insectivorous plants. This insectivorous plants, where it is abundantly present. This is a simple question. The student can ask this question, answer the question. They are readily answer the question. So the terms I want to mention here, what is the students need to recall, they have to learn and understand the lectures, thereby they read in the text. So the level 1 question 50 percentage is MCQ, answerable only, answerable only. It is somewhat easy. So next slide, ma'am. Yeah, ma'am. Next slide. Yeah. Level 2. Level 2 is the medium. That's why I mentioned here is the moderate question. Moderate is the 30 percentage question. The 30 percentage weightage. Ma'am, this is for application based question. Application based question. So application based question, actually they will show that here I want to show that the DNA fragments, gel electrophoresis. This question is application based question. Actually, the DNA bands, they have that small band and the large band, the movement of bands based on their size. Based on their size. This is the answer. But the question is somewhat is a medium. But here they will give the weightage for 30 percentage. I want to mention that competencies, the competency term, application and the knowledge or concept based question. So, ma'am, this question is a concept based question. May know that the chapter name is a biotechnology. That is unit. This is the chapter number I want to mention here. Chapter number 11, biotechnology and its principles. It's very important. Next slide, ma'am. Yeah. This level 3 is hard. Hard, they will give 20 percentage. 20 percentage. So, what are the competencies they will mention? Analysis, evaluation, and creative questions. Creative questions. So here I want to specify few verbs. That is interrupt, interruption, interpretation. And the next one is analysis, comparison, contrast, examine, evaluate, discuss, construct. So these are the suggestive verb items for the competency based question. Actually, this is a PBR Vector 322. Those questions also taken from biotechnology. It's very important chapter. Chapter 11 and 12 is very important. Biotechnology and its principles, biotechnology and its applications is very important. Next slide, ma'am. Yeah. Coming to the sample question paper as per released by CBSE 2023 to 2024. There are five subdivision I want to mention here. Section A, 1 mark, 16 questions. I already told you. 1 to 12 is for MCQ, is a direct MCQ question. And 13 to 16, assertion, reason question. So this area, the assertion, reason, this area, the student has to feel somewhat hesitation. Not a hesitation, but he is trying to think and write the answer, but the answer is incorrect. And section B, 5 questions, there is one internal choice is provided. Now, IC is nothing but internal choice. And section C, 3 marks, there are totally 7 questions, one internal choice is provided. And section D, there is a 4-mark question. On this 4-mark question, there are 2 case-based questions, internal choice in one subpart. Internal choice in one subpart. And section E, the 5-mark question, there are 3 5-mark questions, 3 internal choices provided. Ma'am, totally there are 33 questions. It's very important. In coming to biology, the code number 044, total number of questions, 33 questions. Among these 33 questions, the students are trying to answer all those questions with the internal choice. Next slide, ma'am. Yeah, actually, this is a rationalized content. Ma'am, what is rationalized content? Rationalized content is nothing but I want to mention few things. Excluded, and included chapters. Excluded and included chapters. I think so. It is not clearly visible to the educators. Well, I want to say that cut shortly. There are total chapters in biology, 16 chapters. 16 chapters. Total number of units, there are 5 units. Unit number 1, that is reproduction. Unit 2, genetics. Unit number 3, microbes in human, that is microbes in human welfare. Unit 4, biotechnology. Unit 5, ecology. Ma'am, among this, the 5 units, there are 16 chapters. How many chapters are deleted? That is, number 1, reproduction in organisms, deleted. Number 9, strategies, food improvement in food resources, that is strategies, deleted. Then, number 60, environmental issues. So, those 3 chapters are deleted. So among the 16 chapters, 3 chapters are deleted chapters. So how many chapters are revised? The 13 chapters are revised. From this 13 chapters, the CBSE has to again rationalize topic wise. Rationalized content from topic wise. Some of the few topics are excluded, and few topics are included. So based on the what is the mind thinking of the students, CBSE has to think the rationalized content. They are trying to frame the rationalized content for excluding and including criteria for the syllabus. And one more thing, CBSE, they are trying to inculcate national education policy of 2020. They are trying to inculcate, and as soon as possible, probably it is for next year, the syllabus will be changed. Syllabus will be changed for 11 and 12. Maybe it is expected, but official information till now it is not given from the CBSE part. And few topics I want to mention here, included and excluded. That is for upcoming slide. Next slide, ma'am. Yeah. Few included topics. Ma'am, this is very important. Few included topics. That is pleiotropy, chapter 5, pleiotropy, polygenic inheritance, thalassemia, pleiotropy, polygenic inheritance, thalassemia. It's for chapter number 5, principles of inheritance, and Rise Genome Project, RGP, chapter 6, molecular basis of inheritance. It's very important. And one more thing, dengue, chikungunya, chapter 8, human health and diseases. And chapter 10, antibiotics production and judicious use. So these are the included topics. Included topics according to 2023 to 24 syllabus, included topics. Now, one thing I want to share few things regarding that the chapter weightage uh, for your students for grade 12, the board examination, because the students can able to face this year the board exam. So we'll give importance to the chapter 6, molecular basis of inheritance, biotechnology principles, biotechnology applications, and the principles of inheritance. So these are the application oriented. It is a life skill topic. These chapters are life skill topic. So probably from this area, the question will be arised. Ma'am, next slide, ma'am. Yeah, ma'am. NCRT here, especially for my focusing, especially for grade 12 teachers, biology teachers. Will you want to mention NCRT uh, cover page? The cover page is include is nothing but actually the scientist, their specification, their specification. Summary is very important. Summary is very important. Don't forget. If the student can complete the chapter, please trying to read the summary also. Extra questions. Extra questions. As a teacher, we want to give the extra questions, reference material, and reference books. There are many reference books or resources are available in text question. In text question is nothing but NCERT questions. There is the NCERT exemplar questions. Diagram labeling heading will give importance. Activities, especially this activities, it is applicable for grade 11 students. Will do for that. And diagram based question, image based or diagram based question, case based question, assertion reason, MCQ. I already told you MCQ because those biology students they are asking for NEET, that competitive examination. So as a teacher will give importance to the MCQ. Then box answers. Box answers is for, I already told you, the scientist, their contribution, their accreditation. That's why I mentioned here the box answers. The next slide, ma'am. Yeah. Ma'am, what are the areas will give that assignment? So, as a teacher, you'll give that assignments. These are the few works in my part. Write headings above the diagram. It's very important. So the student can trying to draw the diagram. Will you ask the student specify the heading, labeling the parts? Labeling the parts is very important. And one more thing, for example, I can say one thing. Chapter 2, sexual reproduction in flowering plants. And I want to take anatropous ovule or embryo sac. Their function, the parts in their function is very important. Uh, we'll know that the specification of the parts, what is it? Will I want to say that micropyle, hilum. So these are the very important. So micropyle, the student should know that what is micropyle. What is hilum? Their function. Like that, I mentioned here, label all the possible parts with the diagram. Prepare tabular column. Ma'am, this tabular column is especially used for chapter number 8. Chapter 8. That is diseases. Chapter 8, human health and diseases. Microbes. Chapter 10, microbes and their agents. Microbes, their organism or casual organisms or casual organisms or casual organisms. And interaction, ma'am, chapter number 13, organisms and their population. There are few interactions they want to mention. What is it? Mutualism, predation, parasitism, competition. That's why I mentioned here interactions. Menstrual cycle. This question is very important. Chapter number 3, human reproduction, drugs. Chapter 8, alien species. Alien species is chapter number of what is it? 50, biodiversity. And prepare flowchart. Ma'am, flowchart based questions they will ask NCERT. Spermatogenesis, microsporogenesis, hormonal influencing the spermatogenesis, hormones influencing the gametogenesis, oogenesis, megasporogenesis, fertilization events. So these are the different, what is a flowchart based question, flowchart based question. And abbreviation, abbreviation. The abbreviation is very important. Expansion is very important. Definitions, terminology is very important. Scientists and their discoveries, book back questions, new concepts, summary, curriculum. That curriculum I mentioned here, extra concept. Ma'am, how do we get that extra concepts? Extra concept, you get it from the CBSE official website. Supplementary material, which was given by CBSE official website 2023 to 2024. Kindly go through that supplementary material. Next slide, ma'am. Yeah. Coming to the theory session in my part, it's over. Coming to the practicals. Practicals for grade 12, especially for grade 12. Well, I have the few things I want to share with you. That is the practicals for one. There is a one major experiment. One major experiment probably DNA isolation. Actually, in my school, we'll do the DNA isolation. This is the sample we'll take from banana. It's not from banana. We have that pea seeds, green peas, and spinach, papaya. Okay, so DNA isolation experiment. It's very important, ma'am. This is a major experiment. So major experiment will give that possibly the students can do their DNA isolation very easily. So this is for the major experiment. The major experiment which carries the 5 mark. Total marks is for 30 marks. 70 mark is for theory, 30 mark is for practical. And this major experiment having 5 mark. Next slide, ma'am. Yeah. Other one is minor experiment. Minor experiment, which is having the ecology, that is plant population density, quadrant method. Actually, we'll use that as a teacher or convenient. We have to use it. Will I do that tiles? Tiles. This experiment will I do that in tiles? It carries 4 mark. So major experiment carries 5 mark and minor experiment carries 4 marks. There's a simple quadrant method. Next slide, ma'am. And major experiment is over, minor experiment is over. Other one is sporting. There is a slide preparation. This slide preparation probably pollen germination or mitosis. So this is the pollen grains. Through microscopic observation, will I get the pollen grains, the Vinca rosea flower. Vinca rosea flower. Especially in this Vinca rosea flower, the pollen grains are clearly or meticulously observed. The Vinca rosea, the pollen grains are clearly visible with the possibly 10x and 50x resolution. And one more thing, the slide preparation, there are two things. One is temporary mount of pollen germination. Other one is temporary mount of onion root tip. Next slide, ma'am. Yeah, this is for mitosis onion root tip. Actually, in this mitosis, we'll study that, we'll take that onion root tip. Why we have to take this onion root tip at early morning? At early morning, the root tip is highly active. The root tip is highly grow because of activity of the meristem. Meristem. As you know that the meristem is nothing but active cell division. That's why in early morning, the root tip activity is highly focused. So, temporary amount of onion root tip. So, in this onion root tip, we could observe the mitosis. Mitosis is a type of cell division. As you know that the cell division are of two types. Mitosis, other one is meiosis. Mitosis is for body cells, which occurs in body cells. Meiosis, which occurs in reproductive cells. And one more thing, the mitosis, the cell which can be divided into two equal equatorial plane. Equatorial plane. Here it is the mitosis, the chromosomal number which can be maintained at a constant. Here the number is not reduced, but in the case of meiosis, the number is reduced. So we'll want to explain the slide experiment, slide preparation, temporary mount, 5 marks. It carries 5 marks. It's very important. Next slide, ma'am. Yeah, coming to the spotting, total question according to revised syllabus of CBSE 2023 to 2024, and one more thing, 2022 to 2023 also, even they have to add two more questions, two additional extra questions from spotting area. Instead of adaptation, actually before that adaptation is there. Okay, instead of adaptation, we are trying to add two questions from which area, which chapter. One is for ecology part, other one is for evolution part. Evolution is chapter number 7, ecology part. And there are 7 questions. Each question carry 1 mark. So there are total number of questions, 7 questions, 7 marks. And coming to the here the model specimen, the revised question I mentioned here for your reference. Leguminous plants, the plants which can able to absorb nitrogen fixation. That's why we call it the leguminous plants. And cuscuta, as you know that cuscuta as a total parasite, total plant parasite, and lichens. Lichens is nothing but a symbiotic association. That is called as a lichens. So they will add the additional question. Here, I want to take that, what is it? The leguminous plants, root nodules. It's a real specimen. It's a real specimen. I take that photo snap of this specimen. So this is for question number 10. Question number 10. Next slide, ma'am. Yeah. Question number 11. Flashcards showing the examples of homologous and analogous organ. If it is plants or animals, this is chapter 7, evolution. You can use a flashcard or even model as per the teacher convenient. So practical record, viva plus project viva, which carry 7 marks. So total number of marks is for 30 marks. 30. Ma'am, theory mark is for 70 and the practical mark is for 30. It's very important. And project, will you give or will you assess the project title? If it is group wise, based on the strength criteria, the student strength, you can assign the group project or individual project. According to that, the teacher wish. Next slide, ma'am. Yeah. This is highly noted, what is it? A notable part of NCERT. Actually, we'll want to mention here the five scientists. Actually, there are five units. 5 units. The total number of unit is five. So I will take a few snap or photo snap of the scientist, Mr. Panjanan Maheshwari. As you know that he is the famous embryologist, NCERT 1964. as an NCERT teacher, he is an NCERT CBSE teacher. Then he'll become a embryologist. Panjanan P. Mageshwari chapter, he is related to that reproduction. Then number 2, James Watson and Francis Crick, that is for genetics and evolution, a double helical structure of DNA, and the famous scientist who proposed what is it? The model of semi-conservative replication. The person who introduced the semi-conservative replication, James Watson and Francis Crick. But experimental evidence which was given by Michelson and Stahel. Then I go for the number 3, M.S. Swaminathan, father of Green Revolution. Unfortunate. I heard one news today. Mr. M.S. Swaminathan sir passed away in Chennai today. He's a very famous scientist. He accorded 41 awards. 41 awards. And number 4, biotechnology. Herbert Boyer. Herbert Boyer. As a famous scientist. Number 5, father of ecology, R.D. Mishra. R.D. Mishra is nothing but Ram Dio Mishra. Ram Dio Mishra. So these are the few scientists. Ma'am, once again, dear educators, will you want to exemplify these 5 scientists? They are very important. So likewise, if you want to show your presentation or PPT presentation to your students, you can show that the scientists, abbreviations, the presentation, everything like that. Next slide, ma'am. Yeah. See, coming to that, the title, today's title, effective qualities of the biology teacher. So what are the essence? What are the effective qualities of the biology teacher? If the biology teacher, first of all, he or she should be strong content in terms of knowledge. Knowledge. An effective biology teacher has a deep understanding of the subject matter, including the key concepts, principles, and theory, which helps to provide accurate and up-to-date information to their students. So, as a biology teacher or facilitator, you have the sound knowledge of subject. Sound knowledge of subject. Number 2, communication skills. It's very important. Good communication is an essential explaining complex for biological concepts. Then only it is understandable manner. And effective teachers can adapt the communication styles of different students. They can ensure that everyone can grasp the material. So whatever it is, if we want to deliver the content to the student, we should be effectively interact with the student. So which one is needed for interacting the student? Of course, the body language is very important. Body language is very important. Gesture is very important. And communication skill is very, very important. Then, number 3, passion for the subject. Passion for the subject. So it is contagious. So the passion is contagious. We can inspire the students, developing an interest. As effective biology teachers, it can able to demonstrate her enthusiastic manner, which helps to engage, motivate the students. That is for passion for the subject. Well, I want to mention here number 3, passion. Passion is very important. And number 4, classroom management. So as a teacher, we should we should know that the classroom management techniques. So to create the positive environment, inclusive learning, positive environment, and which helps to maintain the discipline of the students. And please try to give equal opportunity to the students. That's why if you are giving the equal opportunity to the students, the learning environment is highly vibrant. Your classes highly vibrant. So that's why I mentioned here classroom management, effective classroom management. Then I go for the creativity. So as a biology teacher, we are always creative. And actually, biology is it's not a complex. It's not a complex, but we are to be creative to engage the students very accessible manner by means of incorporating hands-on activity. Will you give hands-on activities, technology, real life examples. So these are the few trigger which can interact or congregate with the students. That's why creativity is very important. It's one of the best quality of the biology teacher. Then I go for the differentiation. A differentiation. So as a teacher, we have to what is it? Diversify, diversify, differentiation in terms of every student has a different learning style, abilities, and their needs. So as a teacher, we should recognize, we should assess, we should evaluate the differentiable what is it, the differentiate category of the students. Okay, we have to use variety of teaching strategies, resources, assessment will give. And as a very important one thing is very important, continuous professional development. This professional development is highly effective for teachers. It is the teachers can, as a biology teacher, we have to upgrade ourselves. How we have to update ourselves? By attending workshop. Not for attending workshop, not for attending workshop, you are conducting workshop, you are a conducting workshop, whatever it is. And you can update with your current research, read what is it, journals, read journals, magazines, attend conferences, educational conference, national conference. Then there as a teacher, they are seeking to opportunity or drag their new teaching strategic techniques and the resources. Next slide, ma'am. Yeah, actually, as a teacher, not only for the biology teacher, this is common for every teacher. So we'll do that aerobic exercise, breathing exercise. Breathing therapy is very important. Of course, in this what is it? The present scenario, the teachers carrying what is it? A boom of pressure, a boom of stress or pressure. So how we have to avoid? By using breathing techniques or aerobic exercise. Simply you can do for nausea. So nausea is for, it's a nausea. I mentioned here NASYA, nausea, as a breathing technique, simple breathing technique using your nostrils, a simple breathing technique. Next slide, ma'am. Yeah, this also some oil pulling, what is it? Head massage, foot massage, and ear massage. So these are the few Ayurveda. So as a biology teacher, I think over some of the Ayurveda related aspects. So as a teacher, we should do some aerobic exercise for relieving a stress-free situation or stress-free environment. And we should handle those children's in polite manner. And we have to recognize our students' thought. Thought. They are provoking skills. Yeah, ma'am. Gangotri, ma'am. Yeah, dear educators, thank you. First of all, I thanks to give that great opportunity to deliver this webinar series, especially the Centa team, Ms. Gangotri ma'am, and
Thank
Centa
you.
team members, and Harsha ma'am. Thank you very much, ma'am. I unmute myself.
So
Thank
thank you so much, Revati ma'am. Actually, there were a few queries on the chat, and I thought we could answer those before we wrap up. So one question is from Richard Timob. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. How do your students perceive biology as a subject? You're on mute, ma'am.
as we have to show that hands-on activity technique and some we are as a teacher we have to show this what is it PPT presentation. uh, we'll have to change our teaching styles in day by day. That the way the student can perceive understanding the subject very easily.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for sharing. There's another question by NVT Life, that is the username. Ma'am, please suggest some biology hands on activity for classes 11 and 12. Do
Hands-on
you
activity.
have?
Yeah, it's with me. I share, actually, I'll have that. I'll share the document format. I'll have that hands-on activities, some titles, some important titles related there. I will share that document one.
Thank you so much. There's another question from Richard which says, what challenges do you face in teaching biology?
Yeah, first of all, that first year, first 3 years as a fresher, uh, before past 10 years. So I'm not, what is it? I'm not ready to take or engage that 6th to 10th student. I'm directly recruited to 11 and 12 students, but they are so much of what is it, the P stage, adolescent stage. First of all, I feel somewhat it's gloomy. Then after I practice myself, it's good.
Great, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. I know
Yes,
there
yes,
are a lot of questions on the chat, and I'm trying to filter some. There are also a lot of comments which are appreciating the session that you've had. So a lot of them are saying nice session and congratulations, ma'am. I think there are multiple questions on activities itself, requesting suggestions for class 10, 11, 12 activities. And we'll see what we can do to be able to share that.
yes,
Uh,
ma'am.
but yeah. So before we proceed, I think I would like to conclude now. And thank you so much, Revati ma'am. In this such a short time, you packed up so many topics, and that was great. I think very informative session for me as well, and I'm sure all the teachers here who were live with us have enjoyed it. So there will be definitely a lot of takeaways also for all our teachers. And thank you so much to all our participants for engaging with us today. And you can, of course, register for more such webinars. Every Thursday, we have free webinar series. So you can register on the Center platform. In case you haven't received the feedback form yet, it is being displayed. So you can take a look at that. The code for the webinar and the feedback form is being displayed, and you can also access it on the app itself, on the Center app. Thank you so much, everyone.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.